However, we are here to commemorate Juneteenth, the date in 1865 where 2,000 soldiers from the United States Army came into Galveston, Texas, announcing to 250,000 enslaved that they were freed, only having to wait since the war had ended, April 9th, 1865. On January 1, 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation was given, freeing some enslaved, but not pertaining to the border states of Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, and Missouri. Since we don't often associate Juneteenth and Harriet Tubman, what I hope to share is the role she played during the war to make that possible, and the risk she took that could have possibly cost her her freedom. In 1861, Aunt Harriet had shared her vision with Reverend Henry Highland Garnett that our people are free, she said to him when she came downstairs, jubilant and happy. And she said that they would see it in their lifetime. He didn't believe her, but she believed what God had showed her. In 1862, she was asked to go to the South to be a spy and a scout. She knew the only way to win the war was to give the enslaved freedom and also to let them fight. What she did in the war, I'm going to give an account quickly, because I know, we're under time. So if I start to go over, just give me a little bit of, let me know I'm going too long. Governor Andrews, John Andrews of Massachusetts, met her. He was another abolitionist, and he had heard about her Underground Railroad activities and how successful she was in it. So he asked her to go down to Beaufort, South Carolina, and to take part in the Civil War. She served as an unofficial officer with every right afforded to her, such as she was able to ride government transport whenever she felt she needed to. She was also able to shop in the commissary, which was only afforded to military officers. Enlisted men had to get their wares, their food, their shoes, everything that would help them to live from a vendor. And that vendor could charge them whatever he wanted to, which was usually a lot of money, so they went without. And she used her only money given to her, $200, to set up field kitchens and wash houses to help the newly freed to sustain and support them. So I say about her, she was an entrepreneur ahead of her time. She was also a marketer because she knew how to market, where to market, who to market to. She made gingerbread. She made root beer. That's how she supported herself, but also helping them to show them what that they could do in order to support themselves. She was a pharmacist, and she was able to make medicines from herbs and roots to heal soldiers from dysentery and other ailments that were taking the lives of the soldiers. And she learned that skill from her mother on the plantation. One of Frederick Douglass's sons, who was a soldier at the time, stated he saw Harriet, captain over a gang of scouts. Now, I know a lot of people would say, well, there's not a lot to show that she was a part of the Civil War, but there is. And besides, when you are a spy and a scout, you don't want everyone knowing what you're doing and where you're going. She was able to gather information, strategize, plan, and execute the Combahee River Raid under the cover of darkness, leading 150 to 300 United States colored troops, freeing 750 or more, enslaved while disarming munitions along the way. There were 3 ships. One went aground, but the first ship was the one that she was leading. So that stayed afloat. Although never receiving the pension she applied for during her work as a spy and a scout, because she did apply to the United States government to get a pension as a spy and as a scout, she did not receive it. But what she did receive was a widow's pension from her second husband, who was a United States colored troop with the 8th Regiment, combined with what they did was compensated her. Well, I'm not going to give you a spy and a scout, but I'm going to give you, well, everybody else is getting a nurse's pension, so we're going to give you a little bit. And that totaled $20. She has today, she's just blowing up today. And there's a purpose for it. God knew exactly what he was doing. She has today received many awards from the military, United States Military Intelligence Corps Hall of Fame. She has full induction into that, and that happened in 2021. She also received the Knowlton Medal Award for honor and integrity. They have a full statue of her now on the CIA grounds, honoring her as one of the people that they emulate, using her methods in intelligence gathering today for modern intelligence gathering. So they use her as the example. So that tells you what they think of her and how well she did what she did. Last but not least, a Navy ship is being named in her honor and being presently built. Now, there's many more awards, but I can't go into all of those. It'll take too much time. But what I will end with this and say, Juneteenth is about slavery. I know a lot of times people forget that. They just talk about celebration, but Juneteenth was about slavery. A time that was not good, but a time that should remind us that freedom is never free. What will heal and make us whole? Our bodies could be free, but our minds could still be in bondage. And some are from many hundreds of years from living on the plantation, being in bondage there, and still from generation to generation, still being affected by some of those things. It is more important today than ever to remember the struggles then, now, and ahead of us as African American people. Remember Harriet Tubman's life, her faith in God, her love for others, and her humility. And that is what gave her purpose, direction, and strength to continue despite the circumstances surrounding her life. Life is not just about us. Rather, it is about showing God's love to others, stepping up and lending a helping hand. Love the unlovable, forgive the unforgivable, and ultimately showing the mercy and grace that Jesus shows us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wyatt. Okay, mic's not working. There we go. Thank you so much for sharing that information. I learned a whole lot today just by listening to her speak, so I hope that everyone got something from it. But now what you're going to get is some music, some art, and I'm going to introduce one of my favorite people in the world. This is someone that I went to undergrad with who taught me a whole lot about jazz, and we learned together. But when I say that he has come to the DC area many years ago and started becoming, a force, within this community, I am so thankful to have him as a friend, and I'm so thankful that he's here today. So I would like for you to give a hearty welcome to Barry Moton, jazz vocalist. Thank you.
Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? Y'all good? Well, first I wanted to say thank you so much to, of course, Tamara. But it's a perfect segue since we were just talking about Harriet Tubman. You know, I wanted to sing a song about being on a journey, you know. So I hope you enjoy this song. I hope many of y'all know it. So here we go. Must take the A train to go to Sugar Hill where you're belong. If you miss the A train, you find you miss the quickest way to Harlem. Hurry, get on now, it's coming. Listen to those rails are thrumming. All aboard, get on the A train soon, and you will be on Sugar Hill in Harlem. Do 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 baby do da baby do da so do 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 da do do You must take the A train to go to Sugar Hill way up in Harlem. If you miss the A train, you'll find you miss the quickest way to Harlem. Hurry, hurry, get on now, it's coming, it's a coming. Listen to those rails are throwing. All aboard, get on the A train. You find you'll miss the quickest way. Find you'll miss the quickest way. You'll find you'll miss the quickest way to Harlem. You'll find you'll miss the quickest way to Harlem. Woo! Woo! That was a workout. Look, I need to check my steps. I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to keep it moving with a little bit of funk in here. And I hope y'all enjoy this one, too. Trash man didn't get my trash today. Oh, why? Because they want more pay. Buses on strike want a raise in fare so they can help pollute the air. But that's what makes the world go round. The ups and downs, the carousel, changing people's heads around. Go underground, young man. People make the world go round. Can I hear a little bit from you? Taurus, can I hear a little bit from you? Trash man didn't get my trash today. Oh, why? Because they want more pay. Buses on strike want to raise their fare so they can help pollute the air. That's what makes the world go round. The ups and downs, the carousel, changing people's heads around. Go underground, young man. Whoa, people make the world go round. 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 Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. So better, go around, thanks. Sounds a little bit of People Make the World Go Round. Do we have any Bill Withers fans in the room? Wonderful, wonderful. So we're gonna keep it going with a Bill Withers standard. If you know, you can definitely sing along. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help to carry on, for it won't be long, and I'm gonna need somebody to lead on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can feel those of your needs that you won't let it show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. You just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Take it away. You just call on me, brother, when you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. You just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean. Call. You just call me. You better call me. You just call me. You better call me. You better call me. Come on, sing it, y'all. Y'all know it. You better call me. Yeah. You better call me. Oh, and call me. You better call me. You better call me. Thank you so much. That was a little bit of Lean on Me. So we're going to do another song that was made famous by, of course, Louis Armstrong. We're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to do it as a little bossa. So let's hope that I remember this tempo. I see trees of green and red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're only saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, as Tamara mentioned, she's a really, really good friend of mine, and we've been close for a very long time. I've driven her crazy many times. And so I wanted to bring her up, and I wanted us to sing a song together. Would y'all like that? Very cool. So let's bring up the wonderful Tamara Williams. Redemption song.
Our minds have no fear of atomic energy. None of them can stop the time.
How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help us sing this song of freedom? Is all I've ever had.
Oh,
redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Take a little solo.
Yes, emancipate yourselves, for none but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear of atomic energy. 'Cause none of them can stop the time.
How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. Wah-ga-ga-ga, ooh. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing this song of freedom? Is all I've ever had. Redemption song, redemption song, ooh, redemption song. Sing along with us. Redemption song, redemption song, redemption song. Give it up for the wonderful Tamara Williams. Well, I have one more song for y'all. This is an a cappella original, and be prepared for some words, some names being called. These are the names that have been, the names of lives that have been slain due to the hands of police brutality. So I wrote this during the pandemic when I felt like I couldn't really do anything about it besides try to make some music out of it and try to make some kind of art out of it. And so this song came from that. And I will take my seat after that. So y'all have been wonderful. Thank you so much. Can you give me a seat? Dead got his chest against that ground. I can't breathe. 8 times they shot her. Hear my plea. Ain't nothing changed. Still that same thing. Won't you say their name? George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Tatiana Jefferson, Aura Rosser, Stephon Clark, Botham Jean, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Walter Scott, Christian Taylor, Sandra Bland. They found her drifting down that stream. Where's my dream? 8 times they shot her. Yeah. Hear my plea. Ain't nothing changed. Still that same thing. Won't you say their name? Janisha Fonville, Eric Garner, Akai Gurley, Gabrielle Nevarez, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Ahmaud Arbery, Tanisha Anderson, Trayvon Martin, Ryan Milton, Dominique Fells, Tony McDade, Breonna Hill, Bailey Reeves, Tracy Single, Ashanti Carmen, Claire Legato, Malaysia Booker, Michelle Tamika Washington, John Crawford III, Ezell Ford, Dante Parker, Michelle Cousseau, Laquan McDonald. We speak your names. Won't you say their names? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much to Barry. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you, the band. I'm really filled by those sounds. I feel like they embody the search for freedom. So thank you for that music. We're reading a true slave narrative today, probably from a couple years before June 19th, 1865, on the banks of the Ohio River. It's from The People Could Fly, a collection by Virginia Hamilton, which some of you may know. It's a beautiful collection, and I recommend everybody find a copy at the library or used bookstore whenever you can. This is a reality tale of freedom, a true slave narrative. This was a former slave who first told the tale was an actual person, Arnold Gragston, a slave in Kentucky. His story of rowing runaways across the Ohio River represents thousands of such stories of escape to freedom. And this is a little bit more stark than our struggle for freedom today, perhaps, but I think we all may find that the bravery and resolve in the tale is inspiration to us for today. Carrying the runaways. Never had any idea of carrying the runaway slaves over the river. Even though I was right there on the plantation right by that big river, it never got in my mind to do something like that. But one night, the woman whose house I had gone a-courting to said she knew a pretty girl wanted to cross the river, and would I take her? Well, I met the girl, and she was awful pretty. And soon, the woman was telling me how to get across, how to go, and when to leave. Well, I had to think about it. But each day, that girl or the woman would come around, ask me, would I row the girl across the river to a place called Ripley? Well, finally I said I would. I did it. It was a long time rowing in the cold with me worrying, but pretty soon I see a light way up high. Then I remembered the woman told me to watch for a light, told me to row to the light, which is what I did. And when I got to it, there were two men. They reached down and grabbed the girl. Then one of the men took me by the arm, said, "You about hungry?" And if he hadn't been holding me, I would have fell out of that rowboat. Well, that was my first trip. I was scared for a long time after that, but pretty soon I got over it as other folks asked me to take them across the river, 2 and 3 at a time. I'd take them. I got used to making about 3 or 4 trips every month. Now, it was funny. I never saw my passengers after that first girl, because I took them on the nights when the moon was not showing. It was cloudy. And I always met them out in the open or in a house with no light, so I never saw them. I couldn't recognize them and couldn't describe them. But I would say to them, "What you say?" And they would say the password. It sounded like menare. Seemed the word came from the Bible or somewhere, I don't know. And they would have to say that word before I took them across. I worked hard and almost got caught. It was when I'd been rowing fugitives almost 4 years. It was in 1863, and it was a night I carried 12 running-aways across the river to Mr. Rankin's. I stepped out of the boat in Kentucky, and they were after me. Don't know how they found out, but the slave catchers didn't know them. They were on my trail. I ran away from the plantation and all who I knew there. I lived in the fields and in the woods, even in caves. Sometimes I slept up in the tree branches or in a hay pile. I couldn't get across the river now, it was watched so closely. Finally, I did get across. Late one night, me and my wife went. I had gone back to the plantation to get her. Mr. Rankins had him a bell by this time, along with the light, and we were rowing and rowing. We could see the light. We could hear the bell, but it seemed we weren't getting any closer. It took forever, it seemed. That was because we were so scared and it was so dark and we knew we could get caught and never get gone. Well, we did get there. We pulled up there and went on to freedom. It was only a few months before all the slaves was freed. We didn't stay on at Ripley. We went on to Detroit because I wasn't taking any chances. I have children and grandchildren now. Well, you know, the bigger ones, they don't care much to hear about those times, but the little ones, well, they never get tired of hearing how their grandpa brought emancipation to loads of slaves he could touch and feel in the dark, but never see. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We are the GenOUT Youth Chorus, the Washington, D.C. area's only vocal ensemble for LGBTQ+ and allied youth.
We are honored to be a part of today's Juneteenth celebration, celebrating the values of belonging, love, unity, and social justice.
GenOUT is a space where everyone belongs. All youth are welcome, and every singer is affirmed for exactly who they are. In GenOUT, there is always a place for you.
Hesitate to deliberate. All of us have lived through times when we felt like outsiders, when it seemed that what we had to say or offer didn't matter.
In our chorus, we celebrate the value of each unique voice in creating a beautiful, unified ensemble sound.
When we sing, we remind ourselves and each other that our voices matter and that what we create together is always bigger and better than anything one person could ever create alone.
Lift your eyes, claim your place, feel the sunlight on your face, embrace the day. Stand up tall, speak out loud, dare to live your life out loud, and make your way. The time has come to touch the sky, to spread your wings and fly. You are a yes, you are an inspiration, a story to be told. You are a yes, you are a celebration, a wonder to behold. Never a neither, no either or. You are so much more, so much more. You are a yes. You are whole, you're strong. You are your side shines. You are a yes. You are a yes. You are a yes. You are a yes. The time has come to touch the sky, to spread your wings and fly. You are a yes, you are an inspiration, a story to be told. You are a yes, you are a celebration, a wonder to behold. Never a neither, no either or. You are so much more, so much more. You are a yes. Don't force yourself in someone else's lines. The very star of who you are is always meant to shine. Time to shine. You are a yes, you are an inspiration, a story to be told. You are a yes, you are a celebration, a wonder to behold. Never a neither, no either or. You are so much more, so much more. You are a yes, a story to be told. You are a yes, you are a yes to behold. You are a yes, you are a yes.
Singers in GenOUT often refer to our ensemble as a kind of family where we care about and support each other.
Sorry. Our family includes mentors who guide us, who love us for who we are, who keep us safe, who share their histories with us, and who help us develop the skills we need to face the challenges of the world.
Why are there so
family includes our ancestors, whose inspiration and strength flows through us to form the unique and beautiful people we are today.
Your children are not your children. We are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. We come through you, but they are not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You can give them your love, but not your thoughts. They have their own thoughts. They have their own thoughts. You can house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in a place of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You can strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Ooh, your children are not your children. We are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. We come through you, but we are not from you. And though we are with you, we belong not to you. You can give us your love, but not your thoughts. We have our own thoughts. We have our own thoughts. You can house our bodies, but not our souls, for our souls dwell in a place of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You can strive to be like us, but you cannot make us just like you. Strive to be like us, but you cannot make us just like you.
Often, what we need most is for someone to believe in us, to give us hope.
When doubts weigh us down, we crave the lightness that hope can provide.
Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
When it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all stuck out in the same old storm again. Let go of your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Yes, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Ooh, it'll all be alright.
Raising our voices in support of social justice is a central motivator for our chorus.
We are inspired to go out and tell our stories, to connect with and uplift marginalized people, and to make the world a better place for all people.
Go out and tell our stories. Let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Go out and tell our story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a servant for the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise their voice and then mind and lead them. Will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous friends? Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you again.
We may not know where our lives will take us in the years to come, but no matter what, we will strive to do more than just pass through this life.
You will notice me. I'll be leaving my mark like initials carved in an old oak tree. You wait and see. Maybe I'll write like Twain wrote. Maybe I'll paint like Van Gogh.
Wow. I was sitting there, I was about to cry. There was no GenOUT Youth Chorus when I was growing up. There wasn't even any recognition for people who were loving same gender other than shame. And so I just want y'all to give them another hand for their courage. No matter how hard people will try to keep you down, the spirit within you will continue to lift you. So we're about to have a break. There's some yummy food downstairs, but the intermission is just 5 minutes. So you can go to the bathrooms. There's a couple on this floor, a couple down in the lower level. And I want to tell you, if you're having a good time, we have white receptacles in the back of the sanctuary. We don't pass the basket in this ministry, but please take a moment to leave a donation there. Please take a moment to perhaps go to Givelify online or PayPal online and show how this has touched your spirit. You can do it now or you can do it at the end of the program, but I trust that it will continue to be good. See you soon.
It's real. Oh, yeah. Well, I went somewhere else. That was one. Oh, right. Yeah. Let me give you the full name. What happens when you have it open like that, it bleeds over into the mic. That's why we use the short stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like, but I trust you.
Yeah. We just have to put it more into the system. We're going to open that up because what we want to do is send a message to the folks downstairs. So let me know if you hear me. Test. Test. Intermission has come to an end. Please return to your seats. Yeah. You know how to go down the back way? No. Okay. You can go up those steps, make a right when you get to the other steps to go down. Okay. Yeah, it'll. Yeah.
I think Miss Paulette, mind if because they're on a time constraint and they have to leave, and you mind if the band goes, and then we can go after? Is that okay? All right. Yeah, I think I'll shoot something. Yeah.
Good afternoon. And thank you, Unity of Washington, D.C., for giving me the opportunity to speak the words of the late poet Eloise Greenfield, who wrote the groundbreaking children's book. She was a groundbreaking children's book writer and poet. I'm going to speak the words of Harriet Tubman for you this afternoon. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff, wasn't scared of nothing neither, didn't come in this world to be no slave, and wasn't going to stay one either. Farewell, she sang to her friends one night. She was mighty sad to leave them, but she ran away that dark, hot night, ran looking for her freedom. She ran to the woods and she ran through the woods with those slave catchers right behind her. And she kept on going till she got to the north where those mean men couldn't find her. 19 times she went back south to get 3,000 others. She ran for her freedom 19 times to save black sisters and brothers. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff, wasn't scared of nothing either, didn't come in this world to be no slave, and didn't stay one either. And didn't stay one either. Thank you.
Ooh, thank God for Harriet Tubman. So blessed to have her descendant here too. I was thinking about all those people that went up north, and some of them ended up in Harlem. Y'all been to Harlem? I don't know much about Harlem because I've never been there in person. I don't know much about Harlem, except what I heard about them active, ambitious boys. Ooh, ballin', brawling, beating at booze, Broadway, and baseball. Country church-going children chattering about cheap chills and thrills from seeing dumb, doped-up dolls on the downtown dollar dummied up by dog pimps. Ears haven't ever experienced or eavesdropped on the easy young jazz interns playing on the east side. Fingers haven't felt foul, freaked out fellas fumbling around too far out to fetch finger-looking good foul on Fifth Avenue because good old Goldstein landlords got a grip on grandma's good old going back to Georgia green money. Haven't had the heart to have Harlem in my haven of historic happenings, inhibited by images of ill-fated enemies, inhibiting my inadequate intellect to jump on the jet to find the joy of jazz, jelly beans, and juju. Can't say I ever cautiously crept into a taxi cab because I was headed to catch the A train, led by limbs after having heard loud la-las from lips of liver-lipped lovers by the liquor store lying by the lady that left them. Mine can't grasp the many miles in the majestic mole of black America. Never knew nothing about 999 niggas denying they no good to notice how nice it is to dance nude in the nighttime nuances of nullifying nothingness. Oblivious to the obvious omens of oppressive obstacles from overcoming through our omnipotence. Past can't pave the poor rundown streets with potholes big enough to pour all the peoples in the world's PN plus parts of pilfered poppy seeds from pragmatic politicians promising to raise the rage of radical revolution rhetoric by restoring righteous rights of rats and roaches. So can't stand this mama being away from home talking about she been going to sing at too many Salvation Army services. Tongue too tart to taste tacky tones of tenements, torments, talking about too many tramps, ticks, and talented trombones at 2 a.m. Uptown and undercover, untouchable, unique uncle from Utah couldn't understand how very, very vicious, vibratory, and voluptuously vibrant the vagrants are. Wines from overwrought whip wounds and welfare woes, waving red, green, and black wishes of Whitey's wall of wealth to break down and wither into extraordinary young black zest. I don't know much about Harlem, but I sure want to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. We were small in number, but I will say that I was moved by everybody up here. And I really appreciate the time that everyone took to prepare, to share the readings, to just bring a little bit of themselves to this event. So one thing that I kind of wanted to leave everyone with, there's a song that I wrote many, many years ago, where last year during Juneteenth, I ended a couple of events with this song. So I wanted to leave this song with you as well. And this is for you to pass on to your children, grandchildren, something to help encourage them and encourage the next generation to love who they are. So this song is called Dark and Lovely. And you can actually participate just by clapping like this. My brown-skinned girl, step into your shadow. You're so dark and lovely. Dark and lovely. Ebony boy, there's no need to battle. Drop your guard and love me. Please just love me. Don't be afraid, for in the end of days, when the walls start tumbling, you'll see every color running for the shade. Oh, little black pearl, don't resent your value, for you're far too lovely, far too lovely, 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 lovely. Thank you. For those who attended online, thank you for being here, and everyone enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Stay cool. Take some food with you if there's any left over. And thank you to every performer, to everyone who invested time in making this event happen. Thank you.